I am out of whatever the fuck depression I had before because I spent a shit ton of money on a mobile game. Mostly because there was one guy who actually had some nice things to say, and I'm happy for you saying that. Now, that being said, let's get back to the roots of what I was doing before. I don't remember where the roots start, but I'm going. You know by the title. That being said, this is a new series I plan on continuing. I'm pretty sure I've done a few new series that I remember the series that I started, but then like haven't done an episode of in a while, so I am gonna get back to those at some point. But this one I felt like I needed to do. This may not be that long of a series unless like people start giving me more like ideas, because happy days, we got to 13 fucking subscribers, and I am happy with that. I don't have 13 friends. I don't have 13 friends. I have 13 people that like what I'm doing, and I thank you for all that you've done. Now, instead of sucking the audience's dick and or whatever you got down there, I'm DM me. No, I'm kidding. That being said, this video is going to be about the new series of me going to different art. I don't want to like finger quotes artists, because legit the art displays that these people do are seriously good and they have potential, but each one of them has like their own thing, and I'm going to be talking about a few of them. But this video I'm dedicating specifically to one that I've gotten into recently. A I I'm not sure like how famous some of these guys are, because I've seen some of them. How famous do you have to be where bots will take photos from your comics and then use them as like clickbait for different ads? How what level of famous is that? But anyway, this artist that I'm going to be talking about for today is an appreciative look at the artist known as Fred Perry, which is a weird. That. It's like a really bland name for like seriously good stuff that they put out on like a day on a really good schedule. That being said, this artist is known for a lot of Rule 34 stuff that they do. I'm going to keep saying like this artist and because I don't know them. I'm not going to start guessing whatever the fuck they got. That being said, a lot of what they do is Rule 34 based, but they have their own art style that pushes what the characters look like to a certain extent. Like, if you know who I'm talking about, the artist Fred Perry, exactly how you think it's spelled. Hell, I found him on luscious.net. Very awesome site. I use it all the time when I'm doing research for these videos. And, where else did I find him? I used to use a site called 8Muse, but that one, it got a little bit of an update, and now the update sucks ass, and I don't like using it anymore. That being said, a lot of what this person does is Rule 34 based, but then it keeps each one in a little bit of a different state. Like, the art changes what the characters look like to a certain, just distinctly his own art style. Where most characters have like a good bulk muscle to them. Like, one of the ones that they do is based on My Hero Academia, and the actual like design of the characters looks very different from what they originally look like. Like Suyu, the frog girl from My Hero, has like a very like hunched over, arms kind of up, like a little raptor sort of thing going on kind of a hunched, kind of like this going on for a neck. That just made me realize how bad a posture I had. And just that look, but the way that the character is drawn is she's elongated, she has more muscle to her, she's much more defined. I'm only on like certain characters that he's actually trying to emphasize like actual curves and what the fuck was this? Like actual figures that are like completely meant to have a certain shape. Then they'll go overboard and just show off the actual curves of the characters. Now, the male characters that are shown off in this are usually are they're the kind of like built that you'd see in a lot of different things where they're trying to show off like, oh, the character with a shirt on just looks like a normal person, but then you take it off and they have a slender figure that goes up into like a triangle shape for a chest, but then it's completely built the entire time, like 8-pack abs going up to full pecs that go off. There's usually a light shining on different parts of the characters that show that like trying to figure out the best way that I can explain it. 2D art that is trying to show that it has 3D depth by using lighting in different spots to show off the actual curvature of certain things. Whether it just be like a ball on the floor or a pair of tits or someone's enormous dick. He has a huge thing. I keep saying he because it's shorter than she, and Fred I don't think is a girl's name, but just the idea of like the way the person actually draws all these things out is like they don't go overboard with like boob size, but they do go overboard with like just pure dick size. It's like you see it all the fucking time. A lot of the characters he does one series for, I don't know why, I don't know who decided they wanted it, but apparently there is a multi-series part for Transformers, in which case he's doing a Rule 34 case, and I'm pretty sure he's on his 5th one. I have seen all of them, and god damn, I didn't want to be into that sort of stuff. But art is art, damn it. He makes characters that like the whole like point of like the series is like, oh, this is a character that like when they transform, they're about like twice the height of a normal human being, which isn't bad by like how big those fucking robots get in size comparison. But then you actually see like the size comparison between the character and the actual transformer, and the character themselves has a dick that's like 3 times the size of a normal human being. And the way that they draw out is like the curvature of the actual shape. Yes, I'm going into how well the dick is drawn on a Rule 34 Transformers comic. I didn't think I'd be here in my life, but I'm here and I'm fucking happy with it. This is awesome. But the actual way that it's shown off is you actually get kind of a scale for how big certain things are in comparison to others. There's like, if you see like if you see like one of the Transformers in the background, you can tell the size difference between them and an actual human. There's a very distinct, like, he doesn't go overboard with certain things because he's good at scaling. Certain characters don't have enormous boobs and like just an ass that's way too big for human possibility, because it's not necessary to what's going on. There's trying to stay relatively realistic unless something can 100% sustain what they're doing. That's why, like, like I said, the Transformers, they usually have bigger breasts and like a thicker ass. But that's in the realm of possibility for something that's much larger. There's a sense of scale to everything that goes on. Except for dick size on humans. That they just don't give a fuck about. Like, whatever we want it to do, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be fucking good. Their most recent project that they're working on right now is like a Rule 34 for Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm not 100% okay with, because that was my childhood, and it feels weird, like you're okay with everything that gets created in Rule 34, but then there's like that one show that's like way outside of like what should be, and you just don't touch it. Avatar was that for me, but now I'm starting to like, alright, I can appreciate it if it's done well enough. And the way that they do the way that they're doing this whole series for Avatar, they're only like a few pages in, but they're not really the way that they have like a good disconnect is they still have like the characters themselves. They like put them in a little bit of a time jump to where they're all above a certain age so that it's okay. Because most of the people in Avatar were like below a certain, now it's been like 5 years, they're all at least 18. And their clothing has changed. They don't call each other by certain names. And like for some reason Aang calls Toph Shifu. I don't know, is that supposed to be like a joke about like, oh, master? And she calls him Twinkle Toes, which makes a lot of sense if you've seen the show. I don't know if they've referred to Katara as anything, but I have yet to like actually look into it. I'm pretty sure I haven't checked it today. I don't know if it's been updated or not. But at the moment, there's not that many pages. There's less than 10 pages in it, and it's genuinely pretty good. Because there's like a sense of the faces are really well drawn on these characters, even though they do have similar things between like characters that do look alike. But overall, you can get like a sense of like actual pleasure from from like what happens in the face, not like sense of pleasure what happens on the face. But you do get like a sense of like what's happening and how, because a lot of times when you see like basic normal level like hentai or any type of comics like that, you'll see like the characters smiling and they get a little bit bigger than they should, their eyes get a little bit shinier, and then the whole thing, like, then they finish and the whole thing gets done. But then the next, like, certain characters can like, oh, they'll show the act itself in a screenshot, but then they'll show the character's face over in like the corner, because that's not what they're focusing on, because like they won't have that strong suit of making the character look like they're enjoying it as much as their body is getting like just railed. But Mr. Perry has a really good standing with how they can make faces look dependent on like what's actually happening. If the character is having a good time and the dialogue is showing that they're having a good time, the face will show exactly how good of a time they're having. And that's a detail I really like in these situations. Now, I feel like I've taken up enough of your time talking about this one artist, and I will continue to enjoy their work after this video has been uploaded. On the statement of upload videos, if you were vigilant, you're probably wondering, like, why did the last video come out a day late and this video came out like right after? That's because what I did is I had to work really late one day, and then I wrote the script for it when I got home. Then I passed out, I woke up, and I'm like, oh shit, and then I had to record the video and then upload it. But instead of like setting it to upload the next day, I accidentally like did what I normally did and uploaded it at 1 in the morning and made it to where it would post the day after that. So it ended up getting like there was a day in between where nothing happened. Now I'm gonna make sure that I don't fuck up the schedule and I actually get everything set up right. So that being said, that was one little discrepancy I've had so far. Hopefully it doesn't happen again because I really like recording this stuff and it's a good stress reliever at the end of the day when you work at a retail job and you want to set the building on fire. That being said, not a lot's changed. 13 subscribers, that is an amazing thing because I don't have 13 friends and I'm happy that I have 13 friends now. If I don't know your name, and thank you to the one guy that comments on literally every video. I appreciate the shit out of you, and I'm gonna keep calling you out until eventually I hit like 1,000 subscribers. Maybe. Even then, I might call you out, dude. That being said, I have been the Red Sun, and I am going to get off for today. Hey, so, have a nice day. Enjoy whatever life you got going because it'll literally always get better. Eventually, it will get better. Wash your hands or I will break them off. That and just have a nice day. Red sun setting for today. Bye guys.